Hello, very good morning, students. Today, our topic is potentiometry. Potentiometry. See, potentiometry means it is an electroanalytical technique based on the measurement of the electromotive force of an electrochemical cell comprised of a measuring and a reference electrode. The simplest example of a measuring electrode is a metal electrode whose potential depends on the concentration of the cation of the electrode metal. When a metal M is immersed in a solution containing its own ions M plus N, an electrode potential is established, the value of which is given by the Nernst equation. Nernst equation E equals to E naught plus RT by NF logarithm Ln A power M plus N concentration. This is the potentiometry condition. It is an electroanalytical technique. It's a laboratory technique based on the measurement of the EMF, electromotive force of an electrochemical cell comprised of a measuring and a reference electrode. The simplest example is measuring electrode is a metal electrode whose potential depends on the concentration of the cation of the electrode metal. See, this is the diagram of potentiometry. There are two electrodes. One is reference electrode, another one is indicator electrode. Two electrodes are dipped into particular sample solution. Here there is a readout device meter. Okay, that meter gives EMF value. Okay, here reference electrode, indicator electrode, two electrodes are used in potentiometry. See the general principle of potentiometry. Reference electrode, salt bridge, analyte solution, indicator electrode. Reference electrode, salt bridge, analyte solution, indicator electrode. See the formula. E cell equals to E indicator minus E reference electrode plus EJ, where EJ is nothing but salt bridge electrode potential, E reference is nothing but reference electrode potential, E ind is nothing but indicator electrode potential. That is E cell formula. See the reference cell, a half cell having a known electrode potential. A half cell having a known electrode potential. Indicator electrode has a potential that varies in a known way with variations in the concentration of an electrolyte. Reference electrode have known electrode potential, but indicator electrode potential varies the concentration of an analyte solution. Okay, this is also a diagram which can explain potentiometry reactions. Measuring the potential or EMF of a solution using a set of indicator and a reference electrode. Indicator electrode purpose is it responds to changes in EMF or pH of the solution to indicate EMF or pH. Example, glass electrode, antimony electrodes are best indicator electrodes. Say this is the instrument, meter, potentiometer purpose, and then calibration buttons. Next one, these are the clamp is fixed with electrodes. One is reference electrode, another one is indicator electrode. This blue color solution is sample solution. In this one, this is the DPM display menu to display the electrode potential value. See, this is the electrode, glass electrode. This glass electrode internal solution, silver chloride covered silver wire. This is the junction. This is the reference electrode in internal solution. This is silver chloride reference electrode. It is a filling hole. These are wires connected to the pH meter. See the potentiometric titrations. End point of titrations can be determined by measuring changes in potential of a solution caused by addition of titrant. Advantages are colored solutions, dilute solutions or turbid suspensions can be titrated. Titration can be automated. Mixture of components can be titrated. Inexpensive and more accuracy. Reference electrode potential need not be known constant. Reference electrode potential need not be known constant. Here potentiometric titration, end point titration can be determined by measuring changes in potential of a solution caused by addition of titrant. See the apparatus. Okay, here take two different electrodes. The first electrode is dipped into solution of known pH value, that is the glass membrane. The another electrode, second electrode is dipped into solution being measured, which produce the electrode potential value. The method of detecting endpoint. Indicator method not suitable. Potentiometer determining endpoint graphically by using normal titration curve. Here normal titration curve is nothing but EMF versus volume of titrant. EMF versus volume of titrant. See the normal one, EMF versus volume of titrant. Okay, here the graph is like this. Okay, it gradually increases. Okay, like S-shaped curve. That is the normal curve. Normal curve. Here EMF versus volume of titrant solution. The second one is first derivative curve. A plot of delta E by delta V versus volume of titrant. Delta E by delta V versus volume of titrant. Delta E is nothing but electrode potential difference. Delta V is nothing but volume of titrant difference. Okay, that is delta E by delta V versus volume of titrant. On the y-axis delta E by delta V, on the x-axis volume of titrant. See, this is the graph, second graph, first derivative curve. First derivative curve, here there is like a horizontal, it's a sudden increasing point is endpoint value. Next one sudden decreases and horizontal form. This is the first derivative curve, a plot of delta E by delta V versus volume of titrant. See the second derivative curve. Second derivative curve is nothing but a plot of delta square E by delta square V versus volume of titrant. Here also we should take delta square E by delta square V, delta square E by delta square V on the y-axis, volume of titrant on the x-axis. Here this is the graph 1, okay, graph third, second derivative curve graph. Next one, see there are three curves, general curve, and then first derivative curve, second derivative curve. This is the E cell versus titrant. This is the delta E by delta V versus volume of titrant. This is the delta square E by delta square V by volume of titrant. See, it is therefore usually considered preferable to employ analytical methods of locating the endpoint. These consist in plotting the first derivative curve delta E by delta V against volume of titrant, or the second derivative curve delta square E by del V square against volume of titrant. The first derivative curve gives a maximum at the point of inflection of the titration curve, that is, at the end point, while the second derivative curve delta square E by delta V square is 0 at the point where the slope of the delta E by delta V curve is a maximum. That is the three different curves observed in potentiometry titration: general normal curve, first derivative curve, and second derivative curve. Normal curve is EMF versus volume of titrant. First derivative curve is delta E by delta V versus volume of titrant. Second derivative curve is delta square E by del V square. Right? These are the graphical represent. Okay, see, at the end point, the rate change of potential is maximum. At the end point, the rate change of potential is maximum. See the applications of potentiometry. The following types of titration can be done by potentiometry. One is acid-base titrations. Next one, redox titrations, diazotization titrations, precipitation titrations, complexometric titrations. These are the potentiometric titrations. Thank you, students. Thank you for listening. In next video, we will see redox titration of potentiometry.